Hey, girlfriends. Welcome to Curls and Conversations podcast, the show where we keep it real about curls, confidence, and culture. I'm your host, Unique Johnson, a 10-year natural hairstylist and specialist of curls. Every week, we're talking about hair truths, industry trends, and everything in between. So grab your bonnet and grab your tea because it's about to get real. Okay, so I just wanted to take you all on a journey and just tell you why I'm even starting a podcast in the first place. And just my story from where I began, where I started up until now. I'm going to try to give the short version of these things because obviously, like, so much has happened. I'm 33 years old. I've lived a lot, but I also have a lot left to live. But so Curls and Conversations. This podcast idea was actually initiated 2 years ago. I was in a group chat with my friends. And we were like, just, how you have those good conversations with your friends in a group chat. And you're like, people need to hear this. Like, people need to hear this good conversation because we all have a lot to say. We all come from different backgrounds, yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, okay, I'll do a podcast. Again, this is 2 years ago. And fast forward 2 years, here I am. But it was initially called Cliche Conversations because obviously, like, hello, there's so many podcasts out there, millions of them, and here I am starting another one. But of course, like, I have something to say too. And I'm just at a space, in a place right now in my life where I'm being called and pulled to the forefront, and I'm not used to being in the front. So this is very different for me. I'm very uncomfortable. And y'all might not know, but I do have a little social anxiety and I'm very socially awkward. I hide it with like jokes and like stuff like that, but it's not terrible. It's not awful, of course. I can be a social butterfly if I wanted to or need to, but most times I'm like just observing. I'm like more quiet than the talkative person, but neither here or there. So Curls and Conversations, I actually had a in-person sit down at the space that I work at, Lifetime in Buckhead, and it was called Curls and Conversations. And it was me and 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 other people, and we were just in conversation about our hair and just how to do curls, how to style it, all types of topics regarding our hair, our curls. So it just kind of like blossomed from there, and I was like, oh well, I was debating on if I wanted to call it Cliche Conversations or change it over to Curls and Conversations. And Curls and Conversations won because I am a curly hair stylist, a specialist. I'm an educator for curly hair, and I just love natural hair just in general. So I feel like it fits me from where I am right now. So, so that's kind of the gist of where Curls and Conversations started and how it initiated that conversation. I will eventually have my friends on here as guests because they're a little crazy, y'all. Like, I love them. They're crazy, and you'll love them too once you all meet them. But we're just, like, when we get together, it's just nothing but laughs. And it's realness, and we accept each other for who we are and where we're trying to go. So, and I think that can speak to a lot of other female girl groups. Okay, that's Curls and Conversations. Let's go back to my hair story. So this is a story that I tell all the time. Usually I'm with Patience, who is my really good friend / mentor, because she's a part of this story as well. So way back when, I don't know, I think it was like 2013, maybe. Yes, it was 2013. And my aunt actually hired me to do her hair for her wedding. I was, 21 at the time. I had no previous hair training. I was doing hair, like I was doing sew-ins and like I was selling hair at the time. but I was not doing hair professionally. So why she chose me to do her wedding hair, I have absolutely no idea, but she did. So I came down to Nashville and was styling her hair and her bridesmaid's hair. And Patience was in the room as well. She was doing the makeup, ironically, and she was looking at me do everybody's hair. And she put me to the side. She was like, "Hey, do you do hair professionally? Are you a hairstylist?" I'm like, "No, like I don't do this for real." Like at the time, I was working at a law firm. I had a big girl job. Like I was making money at 21 years old. I'm like, "No, I don't. This is just something I do on the side. Like whatever, just brushing it off." She was like, "Oh, you can make like six figures doing hair." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I'm listening to her, of course, but I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I'm just gonna listen to her. I'm always open. So she goes on and she's like, "Yeah, if you ever want to do hair professionally, you should move down here to Nashville. There's a school that I recommend to you, and you'll get a really good education there." And yeah, like she was like really bad for me. She was like, "You need to be doing hair." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, whatever." So fast forward a year, I decided that I was going to quit my big girl job at a law firm and move to Nashville to do hair, to go to said hair school that she recommended. And it was in Donaldson, called the Salon Professional Academy. And I was there. The program was like a year or something, like 12 months or something like that. So I started January of 2014, and I went through to December of 2014. So that was the start of my journey. Hair school was it was hard and it's very challenging, but it was also where I started to really love hair. And before I went to hair school, it was something that I wanted to do, but I wasn't in love with it at the time. It was kind of one of those things like, oh, like I'm just going to try this and see what happens. If it's good, then cool. But if it's not, I'll just do something else. And I actually ended up really loving it as I was in hair school. So, and side note, I remember, so hair school has this, that particular hair school is a summit salon. Their structure is like different from a lot of other salons, but you have to make a certain quota every month to go up to the next level. So the highest level I think was like a four something, I'm not sure. And basically you get more accolades, you get more certificates, and like the salons will look at you more because you are at a higher level. So you have to meet certain guest counts, retail counts, all these different like criterias to meet your level goals. And I was stuck at like a level 2 for the longest. Like it stressed me out so bad. I had my first cigarette in hair school. I never bought a pack of cigarettes, but I remember going outside. I was so stressed. One of the girls I was in class with, she had a cigarette. I was like, "Give me a cigarette right now." And I had a cigarette. I didn't finish the cigarette, but there were a couple days where on lunch I had one. And I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I only smoked them when I was in hair school, but it was that stressful to where they had me smoking cigarettes. Um, so that's that. So that's my little hair story. I mean, hair school story. So I graduated from hair school and I'm like searching for jobs. And of course, I know Patience, she works at Jewel Salon in Franklin, which is a very luxurious, high end salon. But I'm like, oh, I don't want to follow her. Like, I, kind of want to do my own thing and figure out what I want to do. So I go and tour these different salons in the city. And none of them were like just doing it for me. So I'm like, okay, let me try Jewel. So I contacted the owner, Jana, and I emailed her. I'm like, hey, I want to come in and do an audition. And she's like, okay. So really, for like 4 weeks, me and her was like playing cat and mouse. And in those 4 weeks, I was so stressed. I'm like, oh my God, I need to find a job. I need to find a job. Like right out of hair school, you want to start working immediately because, I mean, you want to have a job. So it was like 4 weeks went by before Jonna had responded to me. And I would like go up there, go up to her Nashville location at the time on, it was, I forget where it was, but I would go up there and leave my, what is it called? I would leave my portfolio up at the salon so that I had a reason to come back. And yeah, I met her with her a couple of times. So I finally did my audition. The salon was like, it was like intense. It was electrifying. It was so addictive. Like I walked in, everybody's doing hair and cutting hair. There's people walking back and forth, and like there's conversations, there's laughter, there's music. The front desk is there, and it's just like all this commotion, but it was like organized commotion. And I just fell in love with the atmosphere and the people. And everybody was just really nice and inviting. So I did my audition, got a call back, and then I started working at Jewel. So while I was there, I, of course, started as an assistant. And I was assisting the higher stylists that were there at the time. And there were two in particular that I assisted. It was Teresa and Patience. And they were doing curly hair. Now, in hair school, we were taught to do like natural hair and things like that, but not curly hair. So I'm looking at women walk out with their natural curls, and I'm like people do that? Like, that's a thing? And they're like happy, they're ecstatic. There's people crying in the chair because they finally found a stylist that knows how to do their curls. It was just like really, really eye-opening to me. And I was like, I want to be a part of that. Like, that was what sparked my want to learn and want to know of curls. And I was like, I need to be a part of this. Like, whatever I need to do, I need to do it. So I ended up going to New York to get Diva Curl certified. This was 2017. Again, I'm like speeding through the years. So this is like 2016, 2017. I think it was 2016. I went to New York to get level 2 certified. And mind you, I had no previous Diva Curl training at all. So they recommend that you do level 1, 2, and then 3. And then the certification. Or I think level 3 is certification. Whatever. So I go and sign up for the level 2 class off rip. I'm like, sure, I can just do the level 2. I don't need to do level 1. Like, why do I need to do that? So in level 2, they expect you to already know how to do a level 1 cut. Again, I didn't know how to do level 1 cut because I never took it. But I did go through the class pretty easily. It was still very nerve-wracking because I'm having to like catch up to everybody else that has already taken level 1. They taught me the level 1 cuts briefly, so I kind of had to catch on really fast. But it was fun. Like, it was really, really fun. I enjoyed the class in New York. And I mean, it kind of sparked everything for me at that point. So I went back to Nashville and started slaying curls. Now, recently, I was going through some old photos of like 2018, and y'all, I am embarrassed. And not that y'all would have known this, but the shapes that I was putting out at that time they were horrible. They were bad. I can say it now because, some of the people, I don't see them anymore, but they were so bad. But at the time, of course, like, curls were just starting to become a new thing. So anything that we did was going to be amazing, right? But looking back at my growth from then until now, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. Some of the shapes that I did back then, I will never do today. So I really appreciate and love all the people that have stuck with me through those years and my growth years, and just learning and like refining my craft and my skill, because yeah, I definitely butchered a couple of y'all. But it's okay. Y'all have beautiful hair now. So yeah, I was level 2 stylist, Diva Curl stylist at the time, and just working through that and learning from my peers and the other stylists that have already taken the level 2 class. So that kind of just, it sparked everything for me. So in 2018, I decided that I wanted to open my own salon. So that was the birth of Poise Blue Salon. And how I came up with Poise Blue, it just kind of came to me, honestly. Like I can't even tell you the story. It just something that just kind of popped in my head, and it sounded great, and it reflected who I am, and who I still am, honestly. So that's Poise Blue is my baby. Like Poise Blue Salon is definitely my baby, and I had to put her on the shelf temporarily, but she's coming back soon. So Poise Blue was born 2018. I had my own suite in Franklin, and it was amazing. Like I was so booked, and I remember I had a situation, and I'm by myself in this tiny old suite, but I had a situation where there was this client. Her mom ended up coming to see me for curls. And I guess her mom like kind of felt some type of way about like her. So, okay, here's the situation. Her mom came in, she wanted to wash and go. Her hair was really damaged. It was straight on the ends. But I'm like trying to emphasize the curl, whatever. So I'm doing her wash and go at the bow. I had another client that was scheduled for a consultation, but she was running really late. So she's calling me. She, really wants to come in. So I'm like, okay, it's cool. Just come in. Just know that I have another client already, and we're gonna have to do this consultation while I'm still working on someone else. She's like, okay, cool. So she comes in and she immediately like sits down in my waiting chair that's inside the suite. So we're talking and talking about her hair and what she wants, blah, blah, blah. And I lift up the client that I was working on out of the shampoo bowl. And I guess she noticed that her purse was like in the chair that the other young lady was sitting in. So she grabbed her purse, whatever, not a fuss, nothing. She just grabbed her purse. So when she left, so the consultation, she left, booked her. And then the client that was sitting in my chair, I finished her. I had to wand curl her. Like it was like a very detailed wash and go because I couldn't let her leave with straight ends. So I had to kind of create some texture with the wand curler. So that's what I did. She loved her hair, was raving about it, everything. So shortly after that, I got a text message from her, and she was like, I love my hair and all this stuff, but she said something like, I wish that you could have like paid more attention to my belongings or my purse or something like that regarding her bag. And I was like, well, okay, so let me pause here. I have since grown from this situation too, because I could have definitely handled this situation a lot better than I did. But at the time, I'm a new stylist, a new salon owner, whatever. So I respond to her and I'm like, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, for one. And it's not my responsibility to look after your things. Like, these are your belongings, and it's just, you can't put that on me, basically. Like, the young lady, she came in, she sat down, she wasn't in your purse, she wasn't like trying to steal your purse or anything like that. She came in and sat down and we were talking. I was in front of her the entire time. So this lady was like insinuating that this girl was going to steal her purse or steal something out of her purse. And I'm like, I don't even service people like that would want to steal. So what are you like what are you getting at? So her and I are kind of having this exchange back and forth, and we just kind of come to the conclusion, like, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's your purse, whatever. It just ends there. So then I go on Instagram. Child. I go on Instagram. There is a whole post that her daughter made about me, and how I don't, I let people in my salon that steal, and I'm not to be trusted, and all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, none of that happened. Like, nobody stole anything, for one. Um, like, I was just so confused as to where she even got this information from. So of course, like, I had to address it because this is my business, this is my livelihood. Like, I just opened this salon, I'm by myself, and I had to protect what was mine. So I did make a response video just saying, like, you know, none of that is true, nothing was stolen, and basically I don't know what she's talking about. So then I had messaged the girl because I had done her hair before too. This is her mom was a referral. So I did her hair and I messaged her and I was like, I'm really disappointed that you decided to do this knowing that I am a black owned business, and basically you're affecting my livelihood with this. Like, I was just really disappointed that you would put something out there that would affect me making money for myself and providing for myself. And then that was it. Like, there was no exchange, there was no nothing. But I had to let her know, like, you're putting out these inflammatory words, and that can make people not want to come in and see me, which means that I can't make money, which means I can't pay my bills. So that was that day. Child, that whole week was like, it put me through it. So that was that. So the consultation that I had that day, she finally comes in. I do her hair. I think I did something curly on her. I did a curly cut or a wash and go or something on her hair. She hated it. She hated it. And, excuse me, she hated it because her hair it wasn't hydrated. It wasn't prepped or ready to be worn curly. It was kind of like the initial appointment. Like, if you've been wearing your hair straight for so long, you want to go curly. Of course, that first time is not going to be whatever you expect it to be. And this is something that I explained to her as well. But she just was not happy with the cut. So now I'm like dealing with that. And I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, girl, you don't even know. I just defended your character. I don't even know you, but I just defended your character to this other person because she was trying to say that you was going to steal her purse and all this stuff. And here you are giving me hell for not liking your hair because your hair is not even in a good state. Like, it was just, oh my God, that week was hell. So then I have another girl. This is the same week, y'all. Same exact week. I have another young girl come in that week, and I think she got a silk press. And I silk pressed her hair out, whatever, and it poofed out. I mean, it happens. If it's humid, if your hair is not heat trained or whatever, if it's not moisturized, it's not hydrated, it's gonna poof out. So her hair poofed out, didn't last. And she texts me, she's like, hey, my hair didn't last, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, you know, just come back in and I'll redo it for you. She's like, no, I had somebody else do it. And I'm like, okay, like, what was I can't remember what happened, but I remember calling her on the phone trying to figure out, like, what was the issue, like, if she can come back in or whatever. And I remember just, like, crying on the phone to this girl. And it's funny now, but I think I was just so frustrated from all the other times in the week that I just had to kind of de-escalate. And then she comes in and she's like, just like nitpicking, not even allowing me to fix it, and just immediately going to somebody else and then complaining that she has to pay more money and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, girl, like, do you know what I've been through this week? And you just adding the cherry on top of this shit Sunday? Like, it was awful. It was awful. But whatever, I got through it. But at the time, I was like questioning if I really wanted to keep doing hair, because I had never experienced anything like that before. Like, it was like back to back to back to back instances. And like I said, I've grown from all of those things, all of those situations. I think it was necessary, I guess. It was like an initiation thing. I don't know, but I just remember feeling like, I don't want to do this shit no more. Like, cut it off. I'm about to close up shop. Y'all can have it because this is just too much. So that was, when I had my suite. And then, of course, COVID came. COVID came, and I left that suite that was in Franklin, and I moved to Brentwood. And I was there. I love my space in Brentwood. It was beautiful. I love my suite neighbors. Like, everything about it was really, really good. It was very expensive, though. I didn't realize how much I was paying at the time until now. I look back on it like, damn, I was really paying my house rent and a whole nother rent, and was traveling and was going out and was doing all this other type of stuff. I'm like, damn, girl, like, where is your money? What did you do with it? Because that was a lot. Neither here or there. But yeah, so I had my suite in Brentwood 2020 to 2021. I only was there for, I guess, a year or so before I moved to Atlanta. So I'm in Atlanta now. And I'll just fast forward to this year. So this year has been so incredible. Before I fast forward to this year, I can't ignore the fact that I did go through a traumatic experience. Hair tip of the day is wash your hair regularly. I hope that you heard that, because washing your hair regularly, once a week or a week and a half, I'll say, will help to retain the moisture in your hair, and it will give you much better, beautiful results for whatever you're trying to do with your hair, whether it be curly or straight. Growing up, we have been taught that dirty hair grows the best or grows the fastest, right? That is completely not true. Your hair and your scalp needs to be cleansed regularly in order for your scalp to have optimum scalp health and for your hair strands to have a healthy environment to thrive and grow in. And the only way that you can do that is if you wash your hair regularly, meaning once a week or once every week and a half. When you go longer, once a month or once every 2 weeks, your hair is not able to retain the moisture given from the water because it's having to replenish itself every single time. So think of your hair as a cup with water, right? So you wash your hair, the cup fills up with water. And then over the course of days and weeks, the water depletes because it's getting dehydrated, right? So say you wait 3 weeks to wash your hair. The moisture level is now below the cup, right? You're in the negatives right now. So when you do go to wash your hair, it's only going to fill up your cup halfway because you're already in the negative. But when you wash your hair regularly, when it goes down to the bottom, when you wash it, the water fills back up. So I hope that was a good analogy or visual of how your hair works with retaining moisture from water and how it affects, you washing your hair regularly.